What would you pick if I offered to increase your Instagram Reels views for the price of engagement and quality of those views? Would you take it? My assumption is that your answer will be no, or answer of most people that they will be offered this. But Instagram is doing exactly this now, and we need to talk about that. And also about the 20 slide carousels they are releasing as well. And also about the fact that I lied to you. There's a lot to talk about. My name is Mark, you're watching Marketing Right Side Up. Subscribe to the newsletter in the pinned comment, and this one will be a very special episode because I've hurt my arm, which is out of commission now, so I cannot really work or edit on these videos. So this will be a more of an unedited, raw, but also a shorter video for that matter. So please bear with me, like, subscribe, and hit the notif bell for future videos that should be hopefully better than this one. Let's get to the topic. Instagram introduced a new way of counting metrics or update to their insights, which is unifying metrics across all of their formats. This means that we will now have the same metrics for stories, feed posts, carousel posts, and reels, and then one single metric is views. What was previously seen as plays for reels will now be views, and since we will have this metric across all of the formats, we will now be better at assuming or defining which content worked, which did not, which format works for our audience the best, and which does not. And if it stopped here, that would be great, but it did not. Because what they did actually is that not only did they unify the views across all of their formats, they also changed the definition of a view. Previously, Reels views or plays were considered to be 3 seconds and more to be considered a view or play. Basically, if someone saw your reel, started watching it, but then scrolled away within the first 3 seconds, after 2 seconds for example, that was not considered as view because they were distracted or not hooked enough. If they were hooked enough and finished 3 or more seconds and or watched more than one time, this was considered views. On top of plays, there was the impressions metric, which was 1 to 3 seconds spent with that content. So that person that previously scrolled away after 2 seconds, that was not considered a play or view, but it was considered an impression. And usually the impression to play ratio is like 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, or even more, depending on how your thumbnails work and stuff like this. It's very intricate. But now, basically, after unifying the views across all of their formats, they changed the requirement for views to be 1 or more seconds spent with the content. So basically, they downgraded plays and views to impressions. What this means is that your content will now, after they launch it, which should be within the month of August or later, your content should rake in more views than it previously did. All your content will potentially, if they backtrack it, will have more views than it used to have, but not more engagement. And as previously Adam Mosseri, the CEO of Instagram, stated, shares per reach are the most crucial metric. So now views, or well, impressions that matter, will be even less important of a metric. Same as followers are less of a metric for success on Instagram than ever. So what this really means is that your content will have more views, but less comments, in the ratio of views to comments, and we will have to focus on watch time and cents. The sad thing is that when I published my TikTok and my reel about this, I really genuinely felt like this was the right step towards the right direction. But now, after I was basically taken aback by the reality, which by the way I found out in the post on LinkedIn of certain Nick Cicero, I'm linking it in the description. You should go check it out. And there are also the limits for views on all the other platforms as well. Now, I don't think that's a good step. I know other platforms like TikTok and Snapchat are doing the same thing, but I don't think it was a step towards the right direction. It's not what creators wanted from Instagram. Creators wanted more reach, not more views, just to be, honeypotted. So keep in mind, this is an update that's slowly rolling out within the August or September of 2024, and we cannot really do anything about it. It's the new standard. We have to accept it and adjust our expectations and our KPIs accordingly. Also, another thing that Instagram is currently releasing or released, depends when you're watching this video, is 20 slide carousels, which that's even more mind-boggling. Like, who asked for this? Potentially creators, because they wanted to fit in more, salesy pitch decks or whatever into the carousels. But it was definitely not the consumers. I personally cannot really invest my time into more than 4 or 5 slides in a carousel. 20? That's bonkers. Also, 20 audios on one single reel is also dumb. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked, but I don't really understand the decision-making process behind these. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What do you think about the views, the unifying across formats, but also decreasing the requirement for views? What do you think about the 20 slide carousels? And what do you think will be the next update of Instagram? Also, if you're interested in more Instagram content, I released my everything you need to know about Instagram growth video in the previous video. You can watch it here. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more videos like this, and hopefully better than this. Thank you for bearing with me, and see you in the next one.